My name is Halicue Hannah. Y'all welcome. Come on in. I'm so happy everybody is here. So a lot to talk about and a lot to announce. I had a lot of mom duties today. I got to take the scary Scorpio to a doctor's appointment, which is always fun. Did I tell y'all that she dislocated her shoulder last week? Like earlier in the week? Did I tell y'all that? She dislocated her shoulder playing pickleball. Her color scheme for the album reminds me of okay, so I'm gonna have to look at everything. Nah, girl, I ain't seen no teaser. Let me see. Now y'all got me excited. Okay, somebody, y'all welcome to the Sunshine Report. Now I'm gonna get the theme song going while I look this up. Yeah, no, it's crazy. All right, we are going. Welcome. So let me look it up since y'all got me enthused.
Hey, hey, it's a sunshine repair. Hey,
welcome. Come on in. Tap the screen. Give as many likes as we can. But awesome. We're already at 11 minutes. Great. That means we can jump right in. Stallion teasing.
economic power, black women blooming every hour. News and strategy, wisdom and grace, building a brighter future at our own pace. Come sit in the sun, come sit in the sun. Now let's get it done.
All right, let's get going. I'm so happy everybody's here. Welcome, y'all. This is officially, let this count officially as the countdown to home for me. She is a work of art. That is crazy. So I just made a video about her. I just made a video about Megan Thee Stallion. Somebody just prompted me to take a look at Meg Thee Stallion. Y'all know I'm an OG hottie. Right. I'm an OG hottie. As long as these knees still work, I'm an OG hottie. I just adore her. And somebody said earlier, like y'all know two of my faves. They're not problematic at all. Megan, Duchess of Sussex, and Meg the Stallion. Like, just love. Like, she is a work of art. She is a goddess. I love her. I think I'm finally ready to speak about her and Clay. Okay. I'll be making another video this week. I'm ready to speak about her and Clay. I haven't. My feelings were so hurt over that PBS headed man that I endorsed. I shipped them. I thought they had found like black nerd love. I was very hurt when that man did the most light skinned thing he could possibly do. PBS headed. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I'm gonna make a video about it because y'all asked me to. So I'll make a video. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing out the live. I am so happy to be back. Yes, PBS headed. Can't ever unsee it. And he made a huge mistake when somebody messes. I don't like to get parasocial with people. I've been married for about to be 31 years in November. So I don't be talking about people's relationships. And I let myself talk about that one after the way that girl cooked for that man's family, the way he turned around and acted. They say they seeing each other again. So I'm gonna make a video because I'm ready to speak on it. It took me a minute to be okay with speaking on it. I will, but y'all, thank you for being here. Welcome to an evening edition of the Sunshine Report. Thank you all for your patience with hanging out with me today and kind of waiting a little bit for the show. I had mom duties today, which were the best. I love any excuse to be in a car by myself with a scary Scorpio. Y'all know I got the lanky Libra 22 scary Scorpio and Coach Dad. That's like our little family. And so she dislocated her shoulder last week. She's great. And before everybody's like, oh no, poor baby. Yeah, it didn't stop her from going to Outside Lands, which is a big 3-day musical festival here in the Bay Area. All the kids were gone. It wasn't nobody but me and Coach Dad. Like this weekend. Wait, yeah, girl, that's what they say. Lola B says, are they seeing each other? Yeah, supposed to be PBS head and Meg the Stallion might be seeing each other again. Y'all know how it is. That's another reason I didn't say nothing either. I'm the oldest of 6 girls, including my cousin Tracy. I've been married 31 years. I know when people break up. They gonna circle the block. How could you be in a relationship with Meg Thee Stallion and not circle the block? 'Cause I remember people asking me what I thought about it. Is he gonna circle the block? I'm like, "Of course he's gonna circle the block." They always circle the block. Always. They always circle the block, and if you're Meg Thee Stallion, yes, he's gonna circle the block, of course. What does plus headed exactly. What is PBS headed? That's me referring to Klay Thomas. What's his name? He used to play for a basketball team here, the Warriors. In Coach Dad's defense, Coach Dad never approved of the match with Meg Thee Stallion and what's his name? Klay Thompson with a K. That tells you everything you need to know right there. Tells you everything you know. Clay with a Clay. You think she's definitely single? Good. Good. I hope I think she's still maybe messing with him, but she's single. I think she's still she might be messing with him. Biscuit head. Exactly. That's his name from now on. Y'all welcome. Come on in. I love to see. Yeah, Coach Dad Ben new. He goes, "Hun, I don't know how to tell you this. He may be somebody may really be advising him well, which is maybe why he's been able to tame wealth, but he's really supposed to be really dumb." And I'm like, "No, no, no. No, no, no." He's like, "Nah, babe, like, really, like, I have it on good authority, like, that he's not too bright. Like, seriously, like, he's not too sharp." And he goes, "She strikes me as somebody that would need somebody that's, like, intelligent." And, like, we chit-chatted, like, about it and, yeah, about Coach Dad. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, anyway, but the kids said maybe they've been seen together or whatever, and I was like, "Meg totally strikes me as that kinda girl." Like, she may still won't access, she may still won't access, but ain't gonna be claiming you, and until you gonna do, and she'll let you, entertain her until she's ready to go on to the next or to drop the album. I cannot wait. This is gonna be so exciting. You're welcome. Come on in. This is the evening. Yeah, exactly. His PB head logo, headed ass. I mean, I headed ass, the kid said. Yeah, that's exactly who he is to me. Y'all, welcome. It is August the 10th. This the countdown to Mississippi begins. Good afternoon, 92%. Good evening, 92%. Something feels very different for me today. Today begins my official countdown home. I am headed back down south. I am headed home to Mississippi. First, I'm headed to Atlanta, Georgia. On August 15th, I was invited by Miss Risha, who's a member of the 92% community here. She is a member of the community of the 92%. She invited me to sit on a panel about powerful, independent Black political voices at the National Association of Black Journalists big conference and job fair that's in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to be speaking with Rod and Karen of The Black Guy Who Tips, which is one of my favorite podcasts. I've been fans of theirs for well over 6, 7 years. So it is such a thrill for me. So there's that. And then after I'm at NABJ, and I'm going to be telling you all about it. I'm going to be bringing y'all with me as I prepare for it. This is the first big stage that the Sunshine Report and the 92% movement, as I know it, um, has taken. So I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled. I'm so grateful to Miss Risha. If y'all ever see her in the chat, give her a big hug. Thank you all so much for being here. We have a flash goal. What is our flash goal? Let's start at our flash goal. Those little musical notes. Could you guys share a little musical note with me? We need 13 of them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So yeah, something feels very different. On my way home. I'm leaving for Atlanta on Friday. Um, on and then immediately after the speaking engagement and the big panel with the Black Guy Who Tips. Shout out to Rod and Karen. I'm going to be heading to Mississippi. I can't wait to go home. I really miss home. So I feel anticipatory. I feel powerful. I feel like Mississippi girl. Made good, like coming home. I can't wait to see my mom, my dad, my uncle juniors. I doubt I'll be able to see one of my sisters because we're scattered all over the place. But it's going to be such a thrill taking y'all home with me. Cause I'm gonna be going live every day. So y'all gonna get to meet my family. I love my family, actually. Don't let the fact that I don't get home that often mean that I'm not very, very, very proud of my family from Mississippi. And I claim Mississippi real hard. Like y'all know my one of the times when I'm never more proud to be a daughter of Mississippi. Do y'all remember when David Banner took over TikTok like about a week ago? He was at some concert like a pimp. When I tell you he was shaking his hair. I mean, I'm not even y'all saw David Banner. Y'all saw David Banner at that concert. When I tell you he was flipping his hair like an AKA. He said all the girls he was skipping. I love when shit like that happens. That's when I'm like, I'm so proud to be from Mississippi. David Banner. Look up David Banner. Just look up David Banner. In his most recent outing and showcase, he was dressed up like a pimp and he was frolicking. When I tell you he was black man joy skedaddling, it was a work of art. It was wonderful. That was one of those moments, y'all. Girl, go look. It's gonna make you feel good. It was a meme. He took over. It wasn't as big as I'm trying to think. What are some great black moments on Twitter? There was the Navy moment. There was Kofefe. There was that moment. But like this was a beautiful moment on TikTok when David Banner just took over. That's when I'm like, I love being from Mississippi. I rep my the great state of Mississippi like real hard. But I'm so excited to be going back home, and I feel like I'm walking towards something very important, like going back home. Girl, yes, you saw it. Lacey Gray says, "I saw a girl imitate David Banner in a green suit. It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was one of those moments where I'm like, I'm so glad as a daughter. I made a post about it. I was so glad to be a daughter of Mississippi and be awake that night to watch that love and that celebration of David Banner and it's all like a pimp. It was wonderful. Remind me to tell y'all about the time me and my sisters went to the club in church clothes. Oh, it was hilarious. I'm sure there'll be lots of good Mississippi memories and strolls back into Black history I'll be sharing with everybody. But you all welcome to the Sunshine Report. But y'all, I feel anticipatory. I feel very powerful. And I feel like I'm walking towards something. And if I feel like I'm walking towards something, it almost always means that we Black women, the 92% movement, are walking towards something. Because, and I feel like that because the exact same moment that I am preparing to return home to the place that made me. And if you're from down south, would you actually put it in the chat? Would you tell me where you're from down south? And yes, Texas and Florida count. Thank you all for sharing out the live. Thank you for sharing. I'm gonna share over here to as many people as I can from Earth 2. Boom. There we go. So, oh, from Alabama. Okay, I see in the chat we got some Alabama, we got some Atlanta, Georgia. I like it. I like to see it. Wonderful Louisiana for sure. Oh, awesome. So y'all know Ohio. Yes, I understand. I understand. I understand completely. I do. North Carolina, Memphis, North Carolina. This makes me so happy. Sometimes I'm convinced that like most of the listeners and lovers of the live in our community are like on coast, but no, yes, no, I'll mind you of the church clothes in the club. Yes, and thank you. So I can tell you about church clothes in the club. We were wearing church clothes because we didn't grow up going to the club. We couldn't go to the club. Our mom was a judge. We knew every policeman. Halicue, hey, Swalwell, what's going on? Hey, the HRT coach, how are you? Nikki Cinnamon with your fine self. Thank you all. Thank you all for the daily heart me's. I appreciate it. Thank you all for helping out with the flash goal. I appreciate it. So y'all, it feels so good to go home. I just checked in with my mom because I'm like, I gotta be checking with my mom. Hey, her divine alchemy. Shout out to Black Girl Podcasters. I know y'all don't get mad at me. I'm the laziest person in the Black Girl Podcasters. I have a whole list of work I got to do. But y'all, welcome. Oh, you see California. So y'all, I feel so excited about going back home. It's a big deal for me when I go home. If you're from down south and you live someplace else, y'all know I live in NorCal. You went to college in Alabama, right on. Like there's something about going back home, right? To be invited to speak on a panel at the National Association of Black Journalists feels on behalf of the 92% and the Sunshine Report and the Hey It's Halicue podcast on behalf of our community. It feels so good. It feels so important, especially because the invitation came from this very space on live. So, y'all, thank you so much for sharing out the live, for tapping. It's as easy as just hitting repost. That's what I like to do when I'm in somebody's live that I like. I appreciate it. Thank you all for sharing on every platform. I appreciate it. So, it feels big. Thank you for the stickers. It feels big and it feels like, like coming full circle. I'm going back as a 54 years old. It's been a few years since I was home. I saw my mom last year on our Viking cruise, but it's been a while. And it's also important because at the exact same moment that I am preparing to return and go home to the place that made me, Mississippi is once again wrestling with a question that has followed Black people in that state for generations, and that is who gets political power. And because Mississippi is one of the, there's a lot of Black people like in Mississippi where it's close to like 50-50 or even slightly more, but our representation doesn't reflect it like at all. I think personally, Mississippi is one of the places that I say this all the time. I love my home state, but we are very haunted. It is Mississippi is a place that's managed to hold Mississippi back in time and to go as far backwards as it possibly can. Like while I have been a girl, it is a place that is Trump soaked and obsessed. It's gonna be very strange, like going back home, like to Mississippi from like where I live. And today, Mississippi Today, the Clarion Ledger, Hattiesburg American is reporting on the state's redistricting process. Y'all remember, like in Alabama and Mississippi were one of the ones, and South Carolina were like, listen, whoa, 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 with this Voting Right Act stuff. I don't know if y'all remember that, but they were pretty much like, no, no, Mississippi, we pretty much got this all. We got the black vote controlled already. We already like in majority. Hey, Evershay, we don't want no problems. But of course, they're eventually gonna come around. So Mississippi Today is reporting that the state's redistricting process is getting going. They are going to be looking at like redistricting, and of course, voting right advocates fear that some of the political representation that Black Mississippians, our ancestors, fought for decades to achieve, could be weakened. And I'm going home at the same time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're exactly maybe B. They were like, do not activate our blacks. Also, it's gonna be crazy going home. And also I'm probably gonna be down on the coast. My favorite uncle like lives down on the coast. He's recovering from some illness. I can't wait to see you, Uncle Junior. I really cannot. So I'm going home and it feels very personal, like that all of this happened at the same time. But it also connects beautifully to what we've been studying here together lately, and that's like weathering. Y'all know, like once I get my little jaw on something, I become obsessed, and I'm very obsessed with the weathering and the concept. Hello, Evershay, it's me, Booge. Y'all, welcome. Come on in. Thank you for sharing out the live. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on all the chats. We have like 3 chats going at the same time. So I'm gonna try y'all. And if you're tuning in from the tube that is you or Subby Stack, y'all please let me know. Let me hear you in the chat. I'm so happy to see you. Okay, I'm happy that you are here. Welcome. Of course, I'm gonna introduce y'all to Uncle Junior, the original Uncle Junior, by the way. I remember when The Sopranos came out, me and Coach Dad were just getting into the kind of TV we liked on like HBO, and Uncle Junior. Everyone's like, "Oh, your Uncle Junior's." I was like, "No, my Uncle Junior was the original Uncle Junior. He was Uncle Junior back in 19 from the moment. I've never called him anything else other than Uncle Junior from the 70s, like from the early 70s. My Uncle Junior has an actual name. I know what his name is, but it's almost like it doesn't count. It's grandpa's name. That's why he's the junior. Yeah, the original Uncle Junior. I can't wait to see my Uncle Junior. Is it a Southern thing? We all got an Uncle Junior in Mississippi. And y'all, today is August 10th. We have a lot when I was looking at the news today. Like we have a ton of news we're gonna talk about today. Abdul El Said. Can I say that Michigan? Y'all know I be looking at the far people. If you prescribe yourself as a far leftist, or DSA. I know he's not DSA, but like far y'all know I be looking at you like that. Like I do. I just be looking at y'all like that because because of associations, my spidey senses be going off about them. I still got beef from Bernie Bro days. Like I still got beef with them. But I just need to say that y'all's candidate, our candidate for Senate is Dr. Abdul is like jacked. Like wow. And he was clapping back. Y'all, thank you. Could we please wrap up? Y'all, thank you so much. I'm going to pin this one more time. Do you guys mind sharing 5 more of the musical notes with me for the flash goal? I would love for us to achieve the flash goal. Like I consider the flash goal a challenge. So we got to talk about we have to talk about El Said clapping back. Y'all won't believe this. Y'all stunt queen in chief as the snake-eyed Slovenian titty model Melania is back in the damn. Thank you all for sharing those musical notes with me. If we only need, how many more do we need? I think we only need one more. We need one more musical note from somebody that hasn't given one. And then we will achieve our life goal. So if anyone has not given one, because we can only count one per person. Um, we can only count one per person. So if one, we just need one more musical note. There she is. I have pinned it. I appreciate it. We only need one more from whoever has not given one. Ma'am, yes. Y'all's what? You said ma'am, like you surprised I call her a Slovenian snake-eyed titty model. Y'all know I can't stand that wench. Can't stand her. Okay? Can't stand her. So yeah, she will catch this slander. Melania will always catch this slander for me because again, like I said, I can't stand her. Okay? Can't, can't, can't stand her. The big best. Where's Donald? They say that she has decamped from the White House. That they not so much as like that she can't stand him. He can't stand her. And I find her just extremely offensive. I can't stand her. I can't stand the lie. I just the obscenity of a snake-eyed Slovenian titty model ain't so much as far as we could tell. Now all they do is front and lie. Y'all know they said this bitch got a degree in architecture or art or like art history or some shit from Lemchenko like university. That bitch ain't so much as graduated high school. She's a sparrow. I think she was cooked up in a Russian lab. I think she's a red sparrow. I think she's a prostitute whore. I think that from exactly talking about she speaks 5 languages. Y'all know how I feel about her. I did not mean to get on here and start cursing, but she's in the news because she's like her flop of a movie wasn't enough. Now she's gonna be giving us documentaries. She's gonna be giving it's gonna be it's not gonna be a documentary, it's gonna be a documentary series. I'm not gonna tear that up yet because we're gonna talk about it. Oh, we need to talk about Chef Creole. We have a lot of things to talk about today in the news. Jules LeBron. We gotta talk about Jules. Jake Tapper. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett was just lying in Jake Tapper's face. Shout out to Dartmouth, Jake. Sometimes you really, really, I'm still put out with you, Jake Tapper. What else we got to talk about? Senator Bill Cassidy's bitch ass. Thank you so much, Brown Sugar. Did we get it? Did we get the flash goal? We just need one more. Y'all, we need one more. Thanks. Oh, did we get it? I think we got it. We got it. We got all 13. Thank you to Cinderella. Teas and Jeans is here. Ocean Summer. Ocean Summer. I'm not having chlorophyll water. I'm having electrolytes tonight. Sable, Her Divine Alchemy. Y'all, please give it up for our chief of villainy. KJ, Evershade, something you can use. Mimi B, Nikki Cinnamon with your fine self, and Miss Jones. Y'all, welcome. Come on in. So those are just some of the stories. They trying to do a backdoor invasion of Greenland through exploratory mining, which is they're trying to just break NATO basically, or they're trying to test NATO. We gonna talk about Katie Miller, Stephen Miller's hoe ass hoe young hoe of a wife, and Eric Swalwell. Y'all, I thought the baby was Elon's. Turns out maybe not, allegedly. And the Patriot Games. I'm y'all know I'm the mother of dragons. I claim House Targaryen. I claim House Slytherin, as a black girl nerd, but, my daughter's the lanky Libra is 22 years old, and she was one of those Hunger Games girls. She was obsessed. Y'all, Stunt Queen and Chiefs Patriot Games is something that is starting. So we're gonna talk about that. So we have a lot of news to talk about today, but, the thing that I'm most obsessed with, yes, you're drinking coconut water. Okay, right on. I hope everybody has a nice beverage. We will be having a great convo on Wednesday. Yes, indeed. And y'all, we are building up. We are building up. We're not building up. We are already at, for me, y'all. This is the countdown. This is a countdown for me going back home to Mississippi, like right after I stop by the National Association of Black Journalists and sit on that panel with the black guy who tips. Rod and Karen of the Black Guy Who Tips. Thank you again a million times to Miss Risha, who invited me to speak on powerful, independent Black political voices, like online. So I can't wait. Thank you, 92%, for letting me be one of your thought and imagination leaders. And today, y'all, we're going to be talking again about weathering because it has so much to do with our political power. We're going to get to all the news. Uh, I've been thinking about weathering and what it means that Black Americans and Black women, especially, have spent generations having to remain politically vigilant, like we're always being told. Oh, let me see what Mimi B says. I've only had the devil's lettuce. Let me pour some. The devil's lettuce works. The devil's lettuce absolutely works. Y'all know I'm Cali sober. I don't drink the liquor, but I do believe in Cali sobriety, very much so. Mm. Oh, and I feel sorry for Texas with these draconian new uh um am I allowed to say it? Devil's lettuce laws in Texas. One of the last times I was in Texas, it was for Renaissance. Hey, Bounty and Bliss. I was there with my sisters for Renaissance. All four of us went to Megan, Caitlin, me, and my sister Andy. We were all going to go see Renaissance, but we're seeing them on different nights. We're seeing them on different nights, and it was a wonderful time. And we went to this hemp infused cafe. Oh, Andy, my friend Nina, we had the best night. I am so sorry. Hey, what's going on, Big Day? Hello, pals. Pals, I'm going to see you in October. I'm going to see you in October. I am so excited. Y'all, we're definitely, if you were in around like the tri-state area and y'all are going to Culture Con, I'm gonna be there and we're gonna meet up. So I don't know how, I don't know where, but we are definitely meeting up. I cannot wait. It's going to be wonderful. So I'm so excited. And tonight, y'all, we're going to talk about weathering, us having to always constantly be so vigilant. We have to watch the legislature, like even the news about Mississippi today, like the Nolan Wells case. We got to watch these cases about what's going on, like with our families, our communities, our children. We got to watch the courts. We're always watching the maps. There's a bit of a price to be paid in terms of claims on our attention and being politically aware and astute by virtue of us being 92%. Oh, thank you. You're exporting. Thank you for exporting the video, girl. I appreciate it. Oh, yay. Thank you. Oh, y'all, by the way, there was a brand new video up on the tube that is you. Please go enjoy it. I had a lot of fun editing it and using and adding all kind of fancy stuff and sound. So I hope y'all enjoy it. So listen, like one of the prices that we pay for being so politically powerful, basically being the base of democratic, liberal, progressive politics, is that we're always watching, right? Like we're responsible. So we're always watching the legislature, the courts, the maps, the polls. We got to watch the school boards. We got to watch Congress. We got to watch the White House. We have to like watch our rights. Like we're always vigilance is a part of the weathering. And then somehow, after always being on as a mom of like black biracials, like you're always, what are people saying to our children? Is this because our children are black? Is this because of like, it's because I'm black. Like, what's going on? We're always having to sift. We're always having to look through these lenses of like common sense and historical understanding. And then after all of that worrying our gut into a fiddle string, we're supposed to be well. So today I wanted to ask like a different political question. What if the purpose for Black women, for the 92%, that's us, the baddest bitches in progressive politics. Hey, Gigi is my favorite Sicilian. I was just talking about Sicily. Hey, Gigi, come on in. What if the purpose of our of our political power as Black women, again, is not just to win. What if it's supposed to finally produce some freaking relief for us? So that is where we're going today because the 92%, we're doing and we're doing and accomplishing so much more than just trying to survive that motherfucker that's in the White House. Michelle Obama's former residence. We're trying to do a lot more than just survive his bitch ass. Oh, and the Republican Party in general that is now ubiquitous in politics, that has taken over the Supreme Court's taken over Congress. Congress is basically mutilated, lame, and has been taken out. Basically, Congress has they have no power of checks and balances, even over their own despotic president. They don't. So yeah, Black women, we're trying to do a lot more than just survive American politics. We are trying to reverse the weathering. So y'all welcome, come on in, good evening. And again, I want to know, some of y'all already let me know, where are all my Mississippi people? Is anybody in here from Mississippi or your people from Mississippi? I want to see where all my Southern girls are. Some folks already let me know. North Cackalack is in the house. Shout out to Petey Pablo. Um, Oh my god, my daughter was one of my daughters was trying to see some dude whose name was Pete. His name was Petey, and every time, like, he would call her on the phone, or anytime she would talk about him, I would start playing Petey Pop in the background, and I would get out some, and I'd be whipping it around. Anyway, so I know we got some folks from North Cackalack, Atlanta, Georgia. I know we got some Tejas in here. I know we got some Texas. Y'all let me know where you're from, because y'all, when I go back to Mississippi, I feel, especially after my last trip home, I feel so proud. I feel so like Mississippi girl, like made good. So happy to go home. I feel like an excellent spouse. I feel like an amazing mom. I have never been happier being a thought and imagination leader for Black women voters, to be in community with y'all, to have built the Sunshine Report, the platform here, trying to expand it to New Orleans, SoCal, right on. I'm in North Carolina. So going back home to Mississippi, like I saw my mom like last year, my uncle Junior. We did this amazing like riverboat cruise. I hope we get to do another one. But it's different going back home to the soil of Mississippi. Oh, okay. Somebody just reported us. Y'all, look for haters. Thank you. I don't know who just reported us. That was crazy. But I cannot wait to get back home. I feel like something is really calling me. Y'all, thank you. Thank you so much. The Go Populars would be really, really, really helpful right now, since we got somebody in here like reporting us and trying to restrict the feed. That's okay. I can't be stopped. Um, and y'all let me know, like, what's one place like you feel like you're returning to, like, when you feel like you're returning to yourself when you go back. Like, it could be your hometown, your grandma's town, your grandma's hometown, your grandma's house, a particular city, a beach, a church, a kitchen. Oh, you know what else I want to talk about? Y'all know Jasmine from Jasmine's Garden sat down with like 20 Christians. 20 Christians. It was quite the conversation. I thought it was a wonderful conversation. Where is home for you? Because obviously this is my home. This is like where I raised my family, and like in NorCal. But going home to Mississippi is just soul stirring and wrenching. And I just want to know, because I'm officially on my countdown, Atlanta folks. I'm on my way. The National Association of Black Journalists Conference starts on August 12th, and I'm headed there as a speaker on behalf of the Sunshine Report, Black Women of the 92%, the Hey, It's Halicue podcast, including Dear United States of America. I don't think I've even been able to fully absorb that actual sentence yet, but I think I'm really absorbing it now. So y'all tell me, going back to try to see you while you're awesome. I'm so excited. Like I want to. I'm really excited. I wish my sisters were going to be there with me. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. But like my sisters, we all live. Two live in Texas. One lives in Ohio. Like one lives in Colorado. Nikki, where's Nikki living? Nikki's living in Atlanta, Georgia. I need to try to see Nikki, but I'm literally like flying in, speaking, and then flying to like Mississippi. So I'm so excited, y'all. And while we're checking in, I hope somebody listened to the podcast this weekend. If you are watching the Sunshine Report and you're not subscribed to Hey, it's Halicue, yeah, like what are we doing? Y'all, come on, enjoy the latest episode. I have a brand new one coming down the pipe. It's going to be another Dear United States of America. I really like that one because it's a release valve for us. It's a chance. The Dear United States of America episode is basically a tersely written letter from Black women to these benighted states of America. So y'all, I want y'all to subscribe to the podcast. I want you to listen to it. The podcast is where I get to get into your ear holes and I get to go a lot deeper. The Sunshine Report is where we gather together to get our politics news, our joy cultivation, and our intelligence briefing for Black women of the 92%. And the clips is kind of the clips and the videos and stuff is kind of like where we find each other. But the podcast is like where I really get to sit with you. So don't forget our Dear United States of America minisodes because sometimes America, they don't need a text message, they don't need a TikTok video. Sometimes they need a flamer. They need a letter that's a howler. Hey, Black historian, welcome. Black historians are welcome in here. Okay. We like the doctorials in here. Y'all girls, Cheyenne Brand is still playing games on Beyonce's internet, by the way. I just wanted to say that. Okay. I really, she's, she is very annoying to me. The real doctors, the real PhDs, the real masters love it in here. So y'all welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the Sunshine Report. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you are here. So listen, the reason I love Dear United States of America so much is because sometimes again, like this country needs some plain talk from Black women and they really need to be told about themselves. So that is what the Dear United States of America like episodes of the podcast are. It's a tersely worded letter from Black women, the kind like my grandmama used to write when she was writing to me, letting me know she did not approve of me and Coach Dad of living in sin. Oh girl, those letters from my grandma used to just like they were sizzling and smoking like the second they arrived, like in the mailbox, because my grandmother needed to tell me the truth about myself and how I was making horrible decisions. They were the silent generation, y'all. It was the times were different. Times were very different. So wherever you listen to podcasts, y'all look for Hey, it's Halicue. And if you have listened, thank you for leaving a review. Tell me what episode you really enjoyed. I personally recommend Organized Indifference and the Dear United States episodes. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. Girl, you still have yours, right? You still got, girl. Mine are somewhere too buried, far deep in a decorative box in a Footlocker someplace. Those letters were radioactive. If you ever had a grandmother that had great penmanship and she used to like to tell you about yourself, ooh, some of the letters, some of them were so sweet. Girl, the podcasts are every place you listen to podcasts. Apple Podcast, YouTube Music, YouTube Podcast, Spotify, where else? Like every place, Substack, every place you listen to podcast. All right. Oh, and Hatbox, girl, because that's where they belong, girl, with some cedar chips. Woo! No, thank you. And I enjoy. And again, like if you've listened, leave me a review. Tell me which episode you enjoyed. This is one of the simplest ways that you can help build this independent Black woman led media ecosystem that we're all building together. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Halicue Hannah. I am a new media creator, a political commentator, a podcaster, and one of the founding voices of the 92% movement. And every weekday that I can, I host the Sunshine Report. It is our live political intelligence, wellness, and culture briefing created specifically for Black women voters. Because let's be honest, NBC is not creating shows for us. CBS is not real. State media is not creating media and news shows for us. I believe something very simple. I believe that Black women deserve political information that actually considers the quality of our lives. All right. Politics for Black women is a lot more, as we learned November, what was it, 6, 2024. It's a lot more to Black women than who won, who lost, who's up 3 points, who's going to save democracy. I mean, that's us. That's normally what we do is we normally clip in and just save democracy. But seriously, but what when we think about this, the way like people have so depended upon us, and our name comes from exit polling data, the 92%. This was like exit polling data broken out by a demographic at the end of the 2024 presidential election. Hello, Nayland. Oh my gosh, we got the meeting before I head out of town because I'm so excited. Y'all, merch is coming. Nayland has designed some of the most amazing merch. Like, please, please, please check out Nayland if you were trying to bring your ideas, your brand to life through different kinds of merch, whether it's stickers, sweatshirts, bags, cups. All of that, Nayland can help you do it. She's one of my favorite. Girl, thank you. I was looking for it to put it in the showcase, but I could not find it. I have a red one. There's a green one. I have like a pink one. They should be. Thank you, Nayland. Oh, Nayland, thank you for inaugurating my gift gallery for the week. I appreciate that so much. Um, but yeah, I like to ask the question, yeah, we're the baddest bitches in progressive politics. We are the base of the political party. People have finally been saying that out loud. James Carville was like lecturing somebody about the most importance of the black like vote to democratic and progressive politics. Thank you for reposting, girl. Thank you so much. And thank you all for liking the live. Y'all know we got to get to 100K likes. I love when we get to 200K likes. So thank you all for being here. I promise you, the baddest bitches, the smartest black women on Beyonce's internet are in this live tonight. If you know of another beautiful, bold, brilliant black woman of the 92%, please invite her in. But yeah, when I think about our political party, and I'm so happy to hear people acknowledging us like publicly on these shows. Um, we need to talk about like the fact that we chop wood and carry water politically so well for so long, literally over 70 years is what I think Carville quoted. I need to, it's a part of though of like, what is this doing? Hello, is everything out Aaron in here too? Oh my gosh. Welcome to the executive committee. Y'all welcome. Come on in. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. But I'm very curious about what all of this is doing to us. What's it doing to our bodies, our family, our money, our nervous systems, black women, our joy, our futures? So that's why we've been talking about weathering. Weathering is the cumulative physical toll that chronic exposure to structural racialized stress can take over time on black bodies, specifically black women's bodies. And I personally think it's about time that our political power, considering it does so much for everybody else, it should start bringing us some goddamn relief, right? That's what I've come to believe. I've come to believe that the work that we're already building here in the 92% movement gives us a blueprint for something even bigger, right? Moving black women voters, my favorite people like on earth, from the weathering and the physiological, the biological toll it takes literally on black women on a cellular level. How do we move from that weathering to well-being? And how do we use our political power to get there? We made 7 crucial decisions after election day in 2024. We're doing it in a lot of ways. We're doing it through rest, mental liberation, building economic power, prioritizing our actual physical wellness, promoting and celebrating like black girl creative genius, building community, um, having more of a say and making more demands, and having as a group as powerful as we are, us having more political self-determination, right? We're defining what power is actually for. And while a lot of people, like especially if you call yourself a conservative or you're in the Republican Party, power is about what? Now that they have the executive, Congress, and the Supreme Court, what have they shown us power is about? I will always claim this. I'm never going to let anybody forget about it. I'm undoing all of the damage that both sides and both siderism have done. No, I'm pointing fingers and I'm assigning blame. Oh my God, I used to give Coach Dad such a hard time about this when we first got married because Coach Dad grew up one of the youngest kids and he just kind of grew up whenever something went wrong and somebody's like, what happened? Not me. It wasn't me. I wasn't allowed to say shit like that in my house. I was the oldest child and I'm black. So, like, the oldest daughter, you could never be like, it wasn't me. No, I had to take responsibility. Like, literally, It didn't matter who did it. If my little sister did it or one of my little cousins did it, it didn't matter because I was in charge. So that's where Black women are normally coming from, right? We generally, it's like, it don't matter who messed up, like, we're here to pick it up. Not anymore, and I'm never gonna let people forget who got us where we are. It has been, like, ubiquitous, like, Republican rule across the board. They got in charge, they have power, and what are they using it for? I think Black women, 92%, we ought to use it for moving from weathering to some wellness, finally. Having calmer, healthier lives, easier access to education and paying for, like, education, access to healthcare, mental healthcare, um, a better school system, better financial support for when Black women are actually in college. Because if we have it when we're in college, when we're in our masters and terminal degree programs, there's nothing we can't do. That's what we're going to do with our power. But what has the Republican Party shown us that they prioritize since they're in power? Yeah, Lola B gets me. Yeah, the oldest don't get away with nothing. We never got away with anything. But what do we see Republicans prioritize when they're in power? Protecting, PDF files. They're really big on that one, and they're really trying to normalize it. They're really trying to normalize it. Like, it's vile and it's disgusting. So protecting PDF files, that's what they prioritize, right? Protecting the Epstein class, raising costs on everything, eliminating taxes, for the rich, like, for the elite, militarizing our police, keeping people afraid, right? Like, that's what they prioritize, not us. That's why I want us to redefine 92%, like, what power is for, because I believe we are going to be taking back the House. And definitely, I feel like the Senate is in play. So that is what brings me to today's moment. Yes, there we go. Protecting TGE. Um, yes, selfish power agendas. It's so vile. Like, it is so, oh my goodness. Like, it's just so selfish. That's one of those, when I was growing up in the late 70s, early 80s, like, a huge part of, like, the discipline and my family and in my house, especially coming down from my grandmother, was selfishness. Now, I believe Black women need to completely activate around being selfish. But for us, being selfish means prioritizing ourselves and taking care of ourselves and our families first. Because believe it or not, that hasn't always been the case, right? Since slavery, we weren't shipped over here to, like, take care of our families. We were trafficked over here to, be the currency and to be the commodity that basically founded this nation, and we were basically treated like livestock. So that's not why we were brought here, but dadgummit, if over time and with our toil and dedication, if we didn't change that, and now we're the most powerful voting bloc, and it's time for us to enjoy the spoils of that, starting with advocating for policies that make us healthier, safer, and more abundant and prosperous. So that is what we're doing. And that, again, is what brings me to today's moment of truth and clarity. Thank you all so much for sharing out the live. And I just want to make very clear, and I just want to say that for the record, I'm sick of Black women living in a permanent state of freaking emergency. It sucks. We're not doing that anymore. And y'all, again, hey, if y'all just joining us, welcome on in. I'm Halicue Hannah. I host the Sunshine Report. It is our daily live political intelligence and wellness show for Black women voters. And I'm one of the founding voices of the 92% movement. And lately, I've been asking one question about almost every single political story I read, especially when these candidates and different parties are trying to get us Black women of the 92% on board. My question, and I want this to become our question as a movement and as a community of voters, is, does this increase weathering or does it reduce it? I really want us to understand, like, as Black women, we can't heal from weathering while American politics continues, especially American political media, because they're one of the ones that got us here in the first place, them being so complicit and not actually practicing the real craft of journalism has gotten us here. I feel like we can't heal from weathering while our crazy political and news cycles. Hello, Golden. Thank you for that daily heart meme. Right? We can't heal from all this insanity while we're being kept in a permanent state of emergency. And the media and the political process is it almost feels like it's designed to have that happen. We have spent decades, and I mean decades, hearing this is the most important election of your lifetime. Democracy is on the ballot. It is so can I tell you, does it not feel crazy to get those messages? This is the most important election of our lifetime. Yeah, we know. We know. Ask about us. Ask about us, our bona fides. We know that's why we use our vote and we show up the way we show up. But everybody is lecturing. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Democracy is on the ballot. We need Black people to turn out. Turn out like we're not turning out. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Turn out, organize. Black women, donate, volunteer, bring your church, bring your sorority, bring your mama, bring your cousins. We do. We totally do. That's why this is us. Save Georgia, save the Senate, save democracy, save America. Sound familiar, Black women? Sound like that Kate shit. Like it is insane. And y'all forgive me if I have missed your comment, put it right back in the chart. They all are. It's crazy. They are all full of it. It's like a Ponzi scheme at this point. Correct. Accurate. Yeah, we're exhausted. And then before like we get a chance to like recover from the last emergency, here comes another one. Today, like I'm reading a story out of my home state of Mississippi. Our state has the great state of Mississippi has begun another redistricting process following the Supreme Court's action. The Supreme Court's action affecting voting rights protections. You remember Mississippi and South Carolina were like, hold on, wait. Whoa. Whoa. And absolutely her divine alchemy. You're absolutely correct. So we've begun another redistricting process. And like South Carolina and Mississippi, when the Supreme Court first gutted the Voting Rights Act, Mississippi, South Carolina were like, wait, we got the Negroes well in hand. We don't need no help from the Supreme Court. We already got this. I was wondering about us having a pack. I really do. That educates the community. That is an idea. I've been thinking about that. Y'all, thank you. Welcome. Come on in. All right, so the great state of Mississippi has begun another redistricting process because you all know originally they were like, hold the phone, like, hold up. It's going to be obviously about affecting our voting right protections, and voting rights advocates in Mississippi, of course, are worried that Black political gains painstakingly won, y'all, over my lifetime, certainly since I've been a little girl, and y'all know I come from a political family. That's why I've been a political nerd since I was like a little girl. I'm a politics nerd. It is, you know, it's what I live and breathe. My mom first ran for office when I was 9 years old, and so I grew up in a political family in Mississippi. So yeah, I'm low key obsessed. And our voting rights advocates in Mississippi are worried that Black political gains that were painstakingly won after generations of disenfranchisement and terrorism uh, could be weakened. And what struck me wasn't only the policy, it was the familiarity of the assignment. Right? Here we go again. Right? We have to organize, we have to pay attention. Somebody has to challenge like what they're doing. Someone's probably going to end up having to sue. Someone's going to have to march. Someone's going to have to mobilize. And in Mississippi, like our folk down there are just it's baked into the cake. And I started thinking like somebody like always somebody is going to have to save the thing that we already fought over decades and generations to win already. And I started thinking like this is weathering too. You know, it's challenging and it takes a toll on us physically and mentally. Um not just because bad shit happens and people are racist. This is also happening while Mississippi is being shoved into the sunlight and into the spotlight with this Nolan Wells case. That's not going nowhere anytime soon. So Mississippi is about to have like a reckoning. My home state is about to have a serious reckoning. Honestly, I think the spells and the blood spells and bondage and all of the effed up spells that were cast over us as the people in Mississippi are about to be broken. That's probably another reason I'm excited to go back home. But it just reminds me Weathering for us, for Black people, and especially for Black women, can also come from having to live in anticipation that something bad may happen all the time. If you're oldest daughter, I know it's a lot of I know there's so many of us because that's how I curate my feed on like all the channels. I know like just Black women, oldest Black daughters. Oh my gosh, that grew up with any kind of trauma, just growing up like a young Black woman alone. Does everybody remember? I know a lot of y'all remember. Raise your hands in the chat if you remember this. Do you remember the first time somebody came up to you, probably your mom, may have been your dad, came up to you? Y'all, forgive me, we got a puzzle piece we got to do here. Okay, hold on. Let's fix this puzzle piece. There we go. I think we're good. Do y'all remember the first time? Y'all put in the chat, y'all let me know. Do you remember the first time your mom, your dad, like comes up to you and looks into your beautiful little Black girl face and says to you, honey, you're amazing, you're brilliant, you're a great writer, you're so good at science. You read that so beautifully. You helped mommy make that like so perfectly. Mommy, daddy's so proud of you, but I need to let you know before I let you go to this program or this summer camp or like the first grade or second grade, you're going to have to work 10 times as hard as everybody else to get half as much. Who remembers the like getting the Olivia Pope lecture? Y'all remember it? I do. I was a little girl. I was a very little girl. Yeah, exhausting from expecting another shoe to drop all the time. That constant vigilance, it has a cost. And we know the vigilance. We have always been America's watchers, like America's fixers, the freaking organizers. Again, everybody loves for us to just chop wood and carry water politically, right? Where we're even one of my favorite political talk shows, like what do they refer to black ladies? And the little back and forth. That's what the little duo called Frangela that I love. They're like best friends and they're comedians. And one of their jokes is, who's America's early warning system? Black women. We are truly America's early warning system. Seriously, you heard it at least once a week. Yeah, the canaries in the coal mine, somebody in the chat just said. And so increasingly, I have to ask, and I'm going to be asking of political candidates in as many different ways as I can around healthcare, around education, around economic opportunity. When these politicians come around wanting us to like black women, we need you to organize and we need you to I'm gonna be asking, okay, are you building a political system or implementing policies or providing leadership um or doing whatever you can do to change the system where black women finally get to stand the fuck down, where we can finally stop guarding everything and saving every goddamn body and lead this nation out of the goddamn darkness. I called the podcast these new minisodes Dear Benighted States of America for a reason, because this nation is shrouded in racism and ignorance. And honestly, it's getting to the point to where I don't know, or I don't know if I believe anybody else can get the job of leadership done but black women. Okay? Where's a system where we can finally stand down? Like not disengage. We can't not be engaged because a lot of us are nosy. And we know we're the smartest girls in the room. So like we're not going to completely disengage. We said we was going to rest, but we're like, but we're going to start the 92% movement and we're going to have our own meetings and we're going to talk amongst ourselves because the nation sucks. You don't have to believe me. Look at the data. White women, white men, and Latin men. Get your shit together. So yeah, there's no way for us to be disengaged. We love to talk and we're the smartest girls in class and we know we're supposed to be running shit because we see what happens when we don't. We don't have a functioning federal government. That's what happens when you kick out like 300,000 of the best workers, black women, right? We don't plan on surrendering any power, but we would like to stand the fuck down from emergency mode. All right. And I want to introduce a new standard for our politics. And I think I'm going to start calling it the relief test. When somebody wants a political power, the 92%, whether it is our votes, our organizing, our money, what people always want our attention. That's why they're always trying to get us to participate in these gender war conversations and shit. Everyone's trying to always online tell us how ugly we are, how lazy we are. I'm gonna get to Creole chef in a minute. We'll get to him in a minute. But someone always wants our money. Like, y'all remember when we said we're boycotting these chop shop nail salons and we're going to black nail techs? We started the sunshine directory.info. We've had some new businesses flood into the sunshine directory.info, some waxers. So, like, if you're a black woman, you have a black owned business or a service, um, please put it into the sunshine directory.info. It's a collaborative project with me and pals who's brilliant with helping bring like neurospicy like black women and their dream, like our projects to life, get into her world. I haven't been either, Kay. I'm a press on girly. My nails are taking a little bit of a break until right before the NABJ conference, and we'll do another press ons on politics and talk about it. So y'all remember, like, people want our money, and they got mad about us saying that we're just not gonna we're gonna start establishing we're gonna start patronizing our own establishments, or just saving the money and doing our nails ourselves. Right? People always want the zeitgeist, the nation. They never got over emancipation and the fact that they couldn't just command our attention. They want our credibility. They want to look like us. They literally try to skinwalk us. They want our labor. Even different immigrant communities, they will be talking shit about us, about Black Americans, saying the same thing the oppressor says. Again, we're going to get to Creole Chef or Chef Creole or whatever his name is. We're going to get to that, talking shit about us. But when the shit comes down and we find out, oh, y'all voted for the stunt queen in chief, and now they coming to they dragging everybody back to Haiti or to the Sudan. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, it's cruel. These policy, like the Republicans' policy around immigration and deportations, is cruel. It is. But it's real funny how people be talking shit about us, and like, I know black, or I'm not, like, I'm not like you American blacks or whatever. We're different. We're smarter. We're harder working. Then everybody wants to be like, where are the black people coming to save us? Wait, we look like you. How come you're not in the street for us? Everybody wants some of us, even people that look just like us and skinwalk us. Always want something. And so what I'm asking, and I want 92% to ask, is what relief does your leadership or your policy or your political party produce in black women's lives? What does it do for us? Does your healthcare policy give us as black women relief? Because y'all, trust me, if it helps black women and our health outcomes, the policy will help everybody. Thank you all for liking the live. Thank you for sharing it out, y'all. Let's see how quickly. How are we doing? Y'all, let's hurry up and get to 100K likes. Could we all get our beautiful fingers tapping? I would love to as we get the week started. And thank you all for supporting the gift gallery. Thank you for supporting the live. Y'all, these are so cute. Let's see. Let's do a few evening sunsets, because it is kind of a sunset version of the Sunshine Report. But that's what Black women of the 92% in our political movement is going to be asking. What relief does your leadership produce in Black women's lives? Does your healthcare policy give us relief? Does your housing policy give us relief? Does your childcare policy give us relief? Does your economic policy, especially around giving us like economic opportunity, especially around entrepreneurship, does that give us relief? Does your voting rights policy, and we need to start demanding of people that they have a voting rights policy. Does your voting rights policy mean that we don't have to fight the same damn battle every goddamn generation? This is ridiculous that we're having to fight this. Even Kamala had to say it the other day, and she was like, and y'all, it's not gonna be easy getting back to where we were under the Voting Rights Act before it was butchered by this administration and by the Republican Party and the Republican Supreme Court. So when political wannabes and candidates come up to us talking about black women, we want you to do this and this, we need to ask, okay, but first, thank you for asking. We're not taking on any group projects right now as a voting demographic, but since you asked, will your leadership make our lives more stable? How? Will your leadership make us more secure? How? How will you give us a more spacious life, a more joyful life, a more free life? Considering the way like women's rights and reproductive rights are like under assault. How will your politics do that? So here's the sentence I want for the 92% to remember. Our political power, our might, don't let nobody tell you nothing different. And it's because of all these new leftists that are showing up and popping up and experiencing some wins. Experiencing some wins. We're also gonna talk about Dr. El Sayed. I mean, he may call himself a leftist, but good grief, that's a strongly built man. I'm just saying. Ooh, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Thank you for the stickers, y'all. I would love to see some more stickers in the chat. Thank you so much. So this is what I believe, and I want us to get really comfortable with this sentence. Our political power, and again, that's us. That's why we're named the 92% because that's the way we show up at the ballot box. We are the political power and the base of democratic, liberal, progressive politics, period. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Okay. They're trying to change your mind about it. Thank you for those economic activism stickers. So, our political power, what it should do, or I believe it should produce some freaking relief. It shouldn't like a relief, some rest. It should make our lives better. We should have a better, easier access to less expensive, like whole foods and clean water and clean air, better economic opportunities, education opportunities. We want to see strong public schools for our children. We don't want to feel like we want to feel protected by law enforcement, not targeted by law enforcement. That's the kind of relief we are talking about. And I promise you, if they can answer the question yes and show us how they're going to do it and have a plan to do it, then we will listen to them. We don't need another goddamn assignment or another emergency, another like we got to rally, come together. There's been another stunt queen in chief emergency, another executive order fucking up the order and the timing of immunizations. I wish the fuck I would listen to anybody in this administration tell me anything about immunizing my children or about science. Oh my god. Black women don't need another like request for a rescue at sea or to rescue some kind of fucked up like institution that could never be bothered to protect us. Relief. That is what Black women are looking for. And this is why I keep saying that politics for Black women, it's going to go a lot further than just black and white like policies and polls and who shows up and voter turnout. I believe that politics for Black women must be holistic because every freaking policy arrives in our bodies. Housing insecurity affects our health and our body. Economic policy, all of this inflation, tariffs, rising prices, just having Republicans in office eliminated 300,000 stable federal jobs for Black women. So, yeah, economic policy, Doge, yeah, that arrived and it sits in Black women's bodies. Environmental policy, we're in climate emergencies in several places in the United States. It arrives in the body, right? Healthcare policy for us, the way Black women, we suffer disproportionately from so many different diseases and phenomena. Like literally that JAMA study that I talk about all the time, it just came out of St. Louis, I believe like a year and a half ago, that literally showed that Black lives showed weathering, that Black lives, thank you, mama, thank you, everything, Erin. Mwah. Thank you. I wish I could see all of the hotties. I wish everybody could go to CultureCon. Y'all really think about it. Um, so I want us to think about that because again, healthcare policy, I need not say more on that. The way Black women suffer disproportionately from so many different illnesses and diseases. Our lives are shortened by this chronic freaking inflammation in like so many ways through so many different diseases and from racialized stress. Voting policy for us arrives in the body. I promise you, the stunt queen and his regime are going to try to be physically and mentally and emotionally terrorizing us. I promise you, they will set up in our neighborhoods when it comes time to vote in midterms. I promise you that. Political instability arrives in Black women's bodies. Black women's bodies keep the receipts. Yeah. Cinderella says trauma is stored in our fascia. That's why y'all get the roller out, get the little wiffle ball out, and work the fascia. I'm serious. Be doing the stretching and the yoga. if you're looking for a yoga or a health and wellness instructor, first of all, go over to the sunshinedirectory.info. Also, yes, if you're a health or a wellness practitioner, whether your expertise is your coach, whether your expertise is like HRT, menopause, perimenopause, helping people learn how to be like caretaker, go over to the sunshinedirectory.info and put your information there so the 92% community can find you. Political instability arrives in the body. Voting policy arrives in our bodies. Our bodies keep the receipts. That is what weathering is. And it is specific to Black people, and especially as us, as the most powerful voting bloc. So, that's why Black women are the 92%. Yes, our hips store deep trauma. Yes, more move your hips. I agree. Y'all know how I believe in dancing. I'm a huge believer in that. I twerk every single day. The South Africans are still mad at me about a video I made like a year ago. They still coming at me in my comments. Something I said about Tyler. I love the Bacardi. I love that dance. And I know that us doing that and moving our bodies and our sacral, like the sacral energy center, that's good for us. That's why it's in so much of our cultural dance. And what do? They try to sexualize it, but we know what it's good for. So that's all of these things are why I want the 92% movement to ask a different question. I don't want us to ask just who should Black women vote for. I want to ask what kind of life should Black women's what kind of life should Black women's enormous political power purchase for us? Okay, girl, you too? Yes, to twerking every night. Just go in the bathroom. Just put on one song. Put on No Hands. One song a day is all you need. That's what I want us to ask. What kind of life should Black women's enormous political power, us being 92%, purchase? Because I believe the answer is well being, economic security, rest, joy, creative freedom, economic power, community, spare time, relief. We've already demonstrated our political power as 92%. Now it's time for us to demand a return on the investment. All right. Because the goal isn't just surviving, because it's almost like if we could just get to the midterms, if we could just, that's how they operate all the time. No, the goal is building lives that we, Black women of the 92%, we don't constantly need to recover from all the time. That's how we begin to reverse the weathering. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see who's trying to goddamn. What did I miss? Bounty and Bliss is laughing in the chat. Twerking and wanton abandonment is sacred medicine. That is the truth. That's just science. Seriously, that's just science. Really. Sprinkle. Yeah, really. That's just the truth. Really. I mean, I'm telling you, No Hands will do it every time, won't it? That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. I remember when that little choreography came out for like No Hands, and I was like, that's not what that song is for. That song's for ass shaking for like while I'm doing my skincare. That's what that's for. It's not for this. Like I know the kids were like tearing it up with that new choreography, but I'm like, that's not what Waka Flocka intended. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Y'all welcome. Come on in. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see who's trying to raise Black women's cortisol today. Who is trying to F with us today? Thank you all so much for coming in. I want y'all to know that I absolutely consent to kisses. If anybody wants to send them up here, thank you for supporting the live. Thank you for visiting my gift gallery. Let's get it going. It's a Monday. Y'all, okay, so let's talk about some mess first. Do y'all want to? Okay, I mean, we could talk about something serious first. We could talk about the war. Thank you, everything, Aaron, Ashley. They're so inexpensive. Like, they really are cheap and cheerful. Thank you for the community gift. The community gift just like warms my heart. Let me get some, I need to get some light on the situation over here. Let me see how this looks. I don't want it to look too crazy on screen. Okay, that does look crazy. So why don't I just back it up and put that closer to the ground? Let's see if we can make that a little better, a little bit more stable, so people don't have to look at it. Y'all know your girl, like my eyesight is not what it used to be. Your girl now, I know I just turned 54. Thank you all so much for supporting the live. We'll talk about LeBron. What was the first thing? What was the first lineup I had? Could we talk about Chef Creole first? Could we talk about that? Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Can we talk about Chef Creole and our Haitian brothers and sisters? Can I just say before we get into this, one of the only reasons like Coach Dad and I are globe trekkers. Y'all know we love to travel. That man has taken me like we don't me and Coach Dad don't have a lot in common. We don't. We never have, except we love each other and we think each other are cute and very funny and very smart. And we love to travel. Like our love of travel and international travel is one of the only things truly like we haven't like, do you know what I mean? Like as far as like personality, as far as like stuff we love to do. Like he loves to be outside running and biking uphill. I do not. I don't enjoy any of that at all. I'm an indoor cat. I don't enjoy that. But we love to travel. Do you know one of the only reasons we haven't been to Haiti? And I find the Haitian people beautiful. Like most black people, we be looking to try to be friendly and in community. But as we found out in the election, um Haitian people have been talking a lot of cash shit about us. And I know everybody saw that interview. Chef Creole owner says he, did y'all see that man? Chef Creole owner says he may have to close 2 locations. On August 5th, a federal judge who had temporarily blocked the stunt queen in chief's administration from ending temporary protected status for as many as it's over a quarter of a million, over 350,000 Haitians living in the United States. Officially, they lifted that order, leaving immigrants from the Caribbean nation more vulnerable than ever to arrest and deportation. Do y'all know they are clapping ankle bracelets on folk to keep track of them. The effects, immigration experts say the loss of status for such a large group is unprecedented in modern history. This is all coming, all of this is playing out in a big, crazy way in Florida. That's why, like, who was I listening to the other day? In general, I don't listen to white men talk about politics. There's a few after the 2024 election. It's like a handful. Bob Seska, Hal Sparks, Blue Glass, like it's a few, not blue, Drift Glass. I'll listen to him. It's a very select group of them that I'll listen to. I don't listen to the podcast bros no more. Or I don't listen to most of them. That Tim Dillon, can't stand him. We need more Black women podcasters. By the way, shout out to Black girl podcasters. Immigration experts say that the loss of status for such a large group is unprecedented in modern U.S. history. The effects are already being felt across South Florida's Haitian community, and so they say it's coming for Cubans. They say it's, and y'all know Cubans think that a lot of Florida Cubans just know they white, and so a lot is playing out, and that apparently, the different immigrant communities that were wanting to have proximity to whiteness, that feel like if they vote Republican, that puts them closer to the oppressor and closer to white. Um, and that it distances them even further from the Black American experience, which is what that really is all about. That's going to really fuck with the Republican Party because these people are saying, "Are you kidding me?" If they start saying like the Haitians and the Cubans like packed up and sent back, it's really going to fuck up Florida's politics because they really, especially Republican politics, because they really their white supremacy and that colonialism shit really worked on a lot of immigrant communities in Florida. Okay. The effects are already being felt across South Florida's Haitian community. Is anybody in the chat from Florida? I know Aaron's from Florida. Well, as good as Halicue says, had the yeah, exactly, girl. They need to have a day they voted for. Yep, they'd still vote Republicans. Y'all ain't never lied. Haitians were the low hanging fruit of immigration. I know, jokes on them, ain't it? I know. And here's the thing, y'all. I want to say this. And I started by saying that Coach Dad and I are world travelers. I love the Haitian culture. Y'all know I'm a spiritual Black woman. Y'all know I'm a bougie hoodoo. I love studying the African traditional religions and spiritual practices. Um, I think the people of Haiti are beautiful. I think the food is beautiful. I think the people are beautiful. I think everybody from freaking Haiti looks like they related to like Lupita Nyong'o. Now they've been talking shit about us. We can't visit Haiti. It's too freaking dangerous. Or have the oppressors and colonialism and France and United working in conjunction with like the United States and Britain, if they conspired, like make it the unstable situation that it is in Haiti? Yes, probably. Yes, yes, yes. and it's freaking dangerous and it's wildly unstable. Like, we can't go visit. I'm not gonna okay a visit. I understand that people coming from even from these United States of America back to Haiti, that's gonna be scary as fuck. And I know it's a lot of us, a lot of foundational Black Americans, a lot of Solon. I count myself and include in that. And for the record, for Black grandparents, don't let the tragic, the me being tragically light skinned fooled you. For Black grandparents, mama side of the family went to Alcorn State, daddy side of the family went to Jackson State. All right. Seriously, like, I'm scared for them. I'm sad for them. It's gonna be a scary, sad thing for them. And a lot of us are like, "Well, we told you so." Exactly the sentiments that we have every right to say, but I'm sad for them. It makes me want to be like, was voting for the stunt queen in chief? Because that's what the long and short of this is. The effects are being felt all across South Florida, and this Black man, Chef Creole, who owns a Haitian themed restaurants, um, after 34 years in several locations, his name is Sejour, says that the end of TPS means his future in the hospitality business is almost going to be non-existent. Y'all go look at the video. Go look at the video and look at the he strikes me as a very loud mouthed and arrogant man. He looks like he's an Aries or a Leo that's like low octave. It's going to be non-existent. He's already lost his entire management team, he says, and expects to shut down two stores as a result. It's unclear which locations. Sejour admitted he voted for the stunt queen in chief. Y'all know his name. I'm not going to say it. Asked whether he regrets it, his answer is immediately yes. He admitted to voting for him. The Stunt Queen's administration has argued that Haiti no longer meets the conditions for TPS despite the country's ongoing security and humanitarian crisis. I Haiti holds a level 4 advisory from the US State Department warning Americans not to travel due to risk of crime, terrorism, kidnapping, and unrest. Okay? It's going to be scary for all of them to go back. What I think is going to happen is the plan is probably going to be to incarcerate people since incarceration rates for Black folks, for American Black folks, is going down. They're gonna have slavery one way or another. But was it worth it for everybody to be talking shit about Black Americans, distancing themselves from Black Americans, calling us lazy? There's a lot of calling us dirty Americans. And I know not everybody from Black folks from Caribbean nations, or I know not everybody, but a lot of y'all. Everybody's voices got real loud, and we really heard y'all after the stunt queen in chief was elected. We heard y'all. Yeah, and the jokes, and I'm sorry. It's so sad, y'all. I'm sorry. It's sad. It is. Yeah, we didn't become lazy until we continue. And y'all know why they call us lazy? It's because they get over here, they get close to this power structure, they get access to like these special grants and stuff, or they know they've got a population of people from where they come from, which is what I suspect allegedly from Creole chef. He knows he can hire from his community, and he knows when people are undocumented, like they can be exploited. He can, and all the tea is being spilled online. All the tea is being spilled. He was withholding people's paychecks. He was abusing people. He was misusing people. Right? Yeah, no, prison is slavery. And that's what's gonna happen. I don't know how many people are gonna get sent back. I don't know how many people are gonna end up probably being incarcerated or put into these crazy ass camps. And I'm sorry for it. I'm very, very, very sorry. I'm really, really, really sorry for it. I honestly am. And it makes me wonder, was the racism worth it? Like racism against people that look just like you. You were able to flourish here in this country because of the bloodshed by our enslaved ancestors. We ain't even asked for no thank you. We didn't ask for a thank you. We didn't ask for any homage or acknowledgement. Yeah, everybody thinks that they're smarter, faster, stronger, and better. Why can't they fix their own country? We did. Don't nobody wants to sacrifice the way we did. Had the nerve to be talking cash shit about us, voted for this man, said with his whole chest. Why? Because he thought that the stunt queen in chief did everything he said he was gonna do. He got this is the ass kicker. This is the part that like drives me crazy. What did that man, the stunt queen in chief, the slant-eyed Slovenian titty model, Barron's mama, the stunt queen in chief's third wife, her husband, him. Did he not in a nationally televised debate look dead into the camera and say that Haitian immigrants and new arrivals to the country in different neighborhoods were eating the cats and dogs? Did I make that up? Did I make that up? I didn't think I made that up. Yeah. Deborah says change takes courage and sacrifice. If they don't have it, shut up. I know. And stop asking for us too late. Because what did we do? And that's another thing. That's another way people use us. That's another way people use like black women. People thinking, well, I'll do this. And then see they think that puts them on the record. So when the ruckus comes, when the stunt queen and his fascist ass, authoritarian ass, ICE agents come, they're gonna look at some piece of paper that says, oh no, but this Haitian, y'all know they can't read and they can't pronounce. When I say they, I'm referring to ICE. I'm not referring to people from different nations. You know they're gonna be like, but wait, no, we voted. I know he was thinking, wait, no. I'm the Creole chef. Don't take these people. These people are working for slave wages in my restaurant. See, I bought into capitalism. Thank you, Aaron. Mwah. Bought into capitalism. Yes, and Deborah, even after the dogs and cats thing, they still voted for him. The whole time, I remember at the time, I was like, y'all don't be fucking with Haitian people. I mean, that's something seriously because I believe and understand that they have a real handle on their spiritual power. I've always been like, I ain't got nothing to say about Miss Tab, and I ain't got nothing to say about Haitian people. I am not. I'm powerful, not as powerful as they are. I don't want no problems in that area. Whole time they're talking shit about us and voting for the stunt queen in chief. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, we need to talk about some hoes. It's some hoes in this house. Note to self. I need to get that musical soundbite. Because it's a hoe living in Stephen Miller's house. Talk about the from hoe to housewife pipeline. I knew everybody was doing everybody in DC. Did y'all hear about Katie Miller and Eric Swalwell? Y'all, I thought the rumor allegedly was that the baby was Elon's baby. Oh, maybe not. And then y'all, somebody put a side by side of that baby and Eric Swalwell. Disgraced girl, disgraced ex Representative Eric Swalwell. I used to like that white boy. I liked Eric Swalwell. Coach Dad knows I'm a political nerd, so he'll take me to all the fundraisers. They do a lot of, y'all know Gavin Newsom lives right down the street. Not down the street. He lives in a different town, but it's like 5 miles away. But she been dipping in low for Stephen Bannon. For Steve Bannon, I cannot even imagine what kind of bag you would have to put over his head, what kind of industrial soap you would have to make him, or disinfectant you would have to make him wash himself from head to toe with to sit and spend on that. Disgraced ex-representative Eric Swalwell had a fling with Stephen Miller's wife, Katie, when she was 22 years old, when she was a young hoe. When she was a 22-year-old intern, and I'm not slut shaming anybody, but if anybody deserves it, this girl does. Disgraced former representative Eric Swalwell. Oh, I used to like Eric Swalwell. He was good in the room. He was a little handsome, little short, little man. But he's like good looking. I thought he was good looking. I like the way he talked. Yes, girl. Eric Swalwell had a fling with Stephen Miller's wife, Katie, when she was a 22-year-old intern. Disgraced former representative Eric Swalwell and political advisor Katie Miller reportedly had a fling when she was a 22-year-old single intern in Washington, D.C. Oh, yeah, goddamn. Oh, yes, indeed. The Capitol Hill blog, Sources Say News, released a new report on Thursday, August 6th, that has called attention to a surprising previous relationship between Swalwell, 45-year-old Democrat, tanked by sexual abuse allegations, and Katie. People should go back and find video of her when this was going around, when this was hot. 45-year-old Democrat tanked by sexual abuse allegations, and Katie, the 34-year-old former advisor of the Department of Governmental Efficiency turned conservative podcast host. She was, yeah. Oh, scandal. Yeah, she smashed the homies. I ain't saying she's a gold digger. I know that's right. The fling occurred well before Katie. Ooh, ooh. The fling occurred. Hold on. Until Wendy gets up out of her sick bed. Wendy, get up out your sick bed. Jason Lee can't take over for you. And your audience isn't political enough for me. I'll help until you get up off your sick bed. Hurry up and get off your sick bed, Wendy. Write Miss Tab a letter of apology so she can take that root up off you, please. You still got plenty of life left, Wendy. Get up. The fling occurred well before Katie married Stephen Miller, the controversial U.S. Homeland Security Advisor and Deputy Chief of Staff to y'all stunt queen in chief. Swalwell recently faced sexual harassment and abuse allegations, including from younger staffers, which ended his bid for California governor early this year and forced him to resign from office. It sure ruined his career because I was probably going to vote for him. In its report, which people cannot independently verify, sources say news alleged that Swalwell attempted to use information about his prior fling with Katie as leverage with the stunt queen's administration in an attempt to prevent FBI Director Kash Patel allegedly from releasing files detailing his contacts with suspected Chinese intelligence operative Christine Fang, which means like I won't tell what I know about busting out Katie if y'all just make this shit with this Chinese spy disappear. According to information provided to sources, say Swalwell side raised the prospect that releasing the files could be viewed as punitive attempt to weaponize the department, pointing to the congressman's long concluded affair and sexual relationship with former senior administration official Katie Miller from roughly a decade ago. And this bitch got the nerve. See, I don't have a problem with the sitting and the spinning, especially if folks, I think Swalwell may have been married. I don't know. Katie was single and she's allowed to do what she wants to do. I'm not yucking anybody's yum. We all know. As much as I used to take up for Bill Clinton, besides Coach Dad, Bill Clinton was the last man I ever put my faith in. I really went to bat for Big Dog. That was the first president I'd ever met and I'd ever voted for. So I know people be getting up to shenanigans. We're not Puritans, but the problem I have, Katie, young ho Katie Miller, like wife to wannabe Goebbels or Himmler, whoever. That is insane to me that man, Stephen Miller, is Jewish and acts like a Yahtzee. I'm gonna have to ask my Jewish girlfriends about that and ask somebody to explain that shit to me. I swear I'm confused. I am so confused. So I ain't got no problem with women being sexually liberal and free and enjoying yourself, or even if you're sticking and moving and jumping on it and sitting and spinning for a career, for clout, or whatever in DC. Whatever y'all do, y'all, if you're not in somebody's committed relationship, you're not hurting nobody, and you're an adult and you're consenting, do what you want to do. But then, bitch, to be getting on stages and on podcasts and shit with your babies and smiling shit and talking about family values, again, another example of how the Republican Party is the party of hypocrisy. That's why I can't stand y'all snake-eyed Slovenian titty model, Melania. That's why I can't stand that bitch. The hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy that is so annoying. Yeah, she was. Somebody said she. K Style said she wasn't eating kosher hot dogs before him. Girl, pop it, pushes, sitting and spinning. I know what the young people be doing in DC. We know. Hunter Biden just told us what was going on. Who was that young man that young man? I forget, he was in Congress for a little bit. He was in the wheelchair. He's a good looking boy, conservative, talking about the crazy drug and smex parties in DC. We know that's what they be doing. We understand that. We get it, but it's the hypocrisy, bitch. It's you getting up on a Tapusa stage and interviewing Erica Kirk and talking about traditional lives and family values and shit. Yeah, Hunter been spilling the tea. Hunter's telling on everybody. They say that they caught Josh Hawley kissing in front of God and everybody in broad daylight, making out with a bus boy outside of a restaurant in DC, allegedly. It's the hypocrisy for me. Otherwise, do what you want to do. But don't be because you hate yourself and you're self-hating, pull us into this bullshit. Seriously, keep us out of it. Work your shit out with a therapist instead of with public policy. On us. Yeah, they want it. We're gonna talk about Jules LeBron in a second, but y'all, first I want to talk about Dr. Abdul El Said. Y'all, he clapped back, and I like when people can fight back. Now, y'all be looking at these far leftists. I mean, call themselves far leftists. His platform is Medicare for all. I don't have any problem with Medicare for all as an idea, as a policy idea and something to work towards. I still have beef from Bernie Bros, so the associations as far as I'm concerned. But what do Republicans always do? El Sayed came out on top in there by a point. I mean, he barely eked by. Michiganders got him on the ballot as our Democratic candidate for Senate. And so the stunt queen does, and the stunt queen don't know what to do because this man is good looking, he's smart, but what does the stunt queen and what do Republicans do? And especially what does the stunt queen like to do? He likes to do things like he likes to be like anti-Muslim and he likes to be xenophobic and racist by the way he uses like President Obama's name, like Barack Hussein Obama, to basically be like that black Muslim. I mean, that's basically when he's like when he pronounces his name. Um when he pronounces his name, what I miss? What y'all laughing at? I'm so nosy. So Fortnite players are now going to be our air traffic controllers. So that's a girl, basically. Yes. Yes, that religious psychosis does have them in a chokehold. It does. It truly does. So y'all, stunt queen in chief, he gets on Beyonce's internet and he puts up a picture, a side by side of him and the Slovenian snake-eyed titty model. And I'm gonna get to that bitch in a second. Puts up a picture of them on their way to some cheesy ass um, Palm Beach wannabe something or other. Also, this bitch, this one, Milana calls herself. I don't mean to call women bitches, but she is what she is. I believe that bitch is a sparrow. I think she was like I allegedly. And it's not just me saying it's her homegirl that came up in the modeling world with her, Ungaro. I'm just reporting the news and just telling you what I don't know, but what feels deeply in my spirit. Like this might be true. Oh, it's another reason I cannot stand her, like the straight hypocrisy. But y'all, stunt queen in chief, when he has his meltdowns, he does this shit where he just spams out. I don't be looking at True Social. I get all this stuff secondhand, like on Threads, because I refuse to go back over to the Bird app. Puts a side by side photo of him in a tux and her in somebody's bad fashions. This bitch supposed to be a fashion model and can't give us no fashions. Can't give us no skincare. Her face looked rock hard. It looks pulled tight as an onion, and it looks honest to God like rock hard. It looks crazy. All right, so he has a history, the stunt queen in chief. So basically, what he did was he put up a picture of him and the Slovenian snake-eyed titty model, and he put up a picture of Dr. Abdul El Said and his wife, who is in a hijab. By the way, she is a psychotherapist. Or I think that's right. I think a psychotherapist. And so he put up that picture and he basically said two different kinds of people in America, basically like pointing out and just being anti-Muslim and just being racist and xenophobic and fucked up the way him and the Republican Party just kind of is. He has a history of using political opponents' full names, including calling former President Obama Barack Hussein Obama. Some have seen the usage of the former president's full name by Trump as racist. Um, and I love that he clapped back. Dr. El Said said, "So, yes, you do have two different versions of America. Donald Trump's version, I said his name. Y'all know I'm running low on my Lake Lanier water. Y'all know I'm deconstructed, but I rebuke y'all stunt queen in chief in the name. Again, I'm deconstructed. He said, yes, you've got two different versions of America. The stunt queen's vision is the one where you're living in right now, where you can't afford your gas. Can you afford your groceries? Do you believe when you look at your kids in the eye that they're going to have a better future than you did? So I love that he clapped back. El Said is a progressive a progressive, narrowly defeated moderate Representative Haley Stevens, who was heavily funded. APAC spent $30 million on that race. In the Michigan Democratic Senate primary last week, El Sayed's race was possibly this election's season's biggest front in the fight over where the Democratic Party should go. So yeah, I like that he clapped back a little bit. I also liked when a British reporter asked him, "What do you think about the stunt queen in chief saying you're full of shit?" And then Syed just clapped right back and said, "Hey, at least I don't be dropping deuces in the Oval Office." He said it. He didn't say it exactly like that, but that's basically what he said. That's basically what he said. Also, I just wanted to point out, Dr. El Sayed is like that man is good looking. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
I'm just saying his muscles like kind of bulge like in his t-shirt. And he did say what he said, Catherine. He did indeed. He said exactly what he said. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, oh, he just accused him of pooping in his diaper, like in the Oval Office, which he be doing. It must be so vile. I get mad and I am one of those. I don't know if I just grew up such a, it was pick me culture. I love how like freewheeling like the girls are these days. Like I think the scary Scorpios was like me. Like if we rip one, we will remove ourselves. Like we're really trying not to do that because it just kind of violates some kind of fucked up repressive lady code in us. My husband and my eldest daughter, on the other hand, do not care. Like, but I be being offended. They, hey, phenomenal. It's good to see you. It's been too long. Thank girl, that office, it must be so horrible. His living quarters must be so bad. The person in charge of his clothes, it must be a nightmare. It must be so gross. Catherine says, can't understand him constantly trying to dunk on people when he got all like going on, girl, no self-awareness. We started watching this new show. We needed a new show. I don't know how Coach Dad feels about it. He used to be kind of colleagues, friends with Lisa Kudrow, like from Friends, like Phoebe from Friends, because of when Coach Dad worked for Ancestry. Like there was this TV show that they collaborated on together. Anyway, so they know each other. So there's a show called The Comeback that she did that became this cult classic. And I'm enjoying watching it. And I got interested when I heard it was a cult classic because that means, oh, when something's a cult classic, that means smart. To me, it means smart people like it, like nerds like it. I was like, so let me watch. And one of the brilliance of the character is like David Brent in the original Office. It's that they have like a total, the cringiness is so believable. It is like she has such a lack of self-awareness. Like she has no idea as a character. She's as pitiful and as pathetic as she is. Like Pete, what's his name on Mad Men? Like they just ain't got no real sense of like self-awareness of how pompous or ridiculous they are. Like that, who do you think you are? Yeah, who do you think you are? That show. Exactly. That collaboration. They worked on that show together. And so they took it from the UK and they brought it to the US. That's how I ended up going to Cannes for the first time, not for the film festival, but for they have something similar, but it's all for TV. I'll never forget meeting her. I was miserable. Like I was like 50, 60 pounds, like overweight. I was just starting to finally starting to wean my little scary Scorpio, my boobs hurt. Like I couldn't even enjoy meeting her. Anyway, hey, Queen Bee. Hey, Queen Bee, what's going on? It was Ancestry DNO show. Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She did after and you know another funny thing? I'm telling you secrets. Coach Dad and Professor Gates did not get along. Like, I mean, Professor Gates is Professor Gates. He's famous. He probably forgot who Coach Dad even is, but ooh, they didn't get along. It was not cool. Um, anyway, that's going back into Black history. Y'all, should we talk about wait, all right, we hit that one and we got that one out of the way. Oh, Iran, the war, we're never gonna get back. Basically, in my analysis, you didn't like him, girl. You didn't like him either. I don't know. Him and Coach Dad did not get along, and he was yeah. Anyway, and I didn't make things any better. I ran into him at Harvard once, when Coach Dad was in business school. I'm kind of embarrassed about it actually because I think I had him mixed up with, Oh, it was at the time when we had a lot of, like, amazing, like, Black academians, like, I believe, back before Dr. Cornel West became a cheese ball, like, he was there, Skip Gates was there, like, who else was there? Toni Morrison wasn't there, but it was somebody else, like, really important at Harvard, and I was taking, extension school classes, and I was working for the capital giving department of Harvard, and we're coming back, and I see Dr. Gates, except I got him mixed up with somebody else, like another writer or something. Who was that other writer? I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And he was like, he kinda looked at me and kinda smiled and kinda winked. And I was like, "Oh, Doctor so and so." And it wasn't him. That was another it was another writer. It was very embarrassing. Wait. You were telling Bounty and Bliss about it recently. God, I hope everybody y'all go to CultureCon so we could all hang out. Girl, I've been fighting with 60 pounds since I had my first child. I'm on a I feel pretty healthy right now, but girl, I've been fighting it for years. Who do I wanna get to next? I gotta go cook for everybody upstairs. Have y'all heard of these Patriot Games? My daughters used to love Hunger Games, and my daughters are athletes. The Stunt Queens Patriot Games are billed as a youth sports contest. They're also a test of patriotic branding. I just wanna say off the top, what a waste of time, and if ever there was an administration was gonna give us some kind of fucked up MAGA redo of the Hunger Games or some precursor to the parable of the sower, it is this administration. So, the Stunt Queens Patriot Games, the premise sounds almost fictional. One boy and one girl from every state, territory, and some tribal nations. Yes, there are Native American children participating in this. I cannot imagine. I mean, I guess there's $125,000 scholarship money that's up for grabs. I don't believe for a single second that $126,000 in scholarship money is going to be distributed because what? What do we know that Jake does? All Jake do is front and lie. Okay. So one boy or one girl from every state, territory, and some tribal nations. If y'all know anybody in the Native American community, I would like to fucking understand this. I don't understand. Exactly. Catherine says Hunger Games meets the long walk, just what we need. Exactly. A stunt queen in chief backed youth competition with obstacle courses, patriotic testimonials. May the odds be ever in your favor, kids, with obstacle courses, patriotic testimonials, and inevitable comparisons to the Hunger Game. Except, unlike the dystopian book and movie franchise where kids are pitted in a televised battle of survival, the stakes in the Patriot Games won't be life and death. It will be moral life and death. The male and female winners will each receive $125,000 in college scholarship money. One of the contestants says the reason she wanted to compete was to help bring patriotism back to the United States. Exactly. Yeah, why am Barron competing? Is there a basketball competition? That kid looks like Lurch. I'm telling you, that kid was cooked up in a lab. I feel like a lot of times right now we feel disunified. Herman, the Cherokee Nation representative, said, Cherokee Nation, what's happening? I need an explanation. Somebody tell me something from the Cherokee Nation. I bet it better not be no Choctaw there. I feel like a lot of times right now we feel disunified, she said in an interview with CNN. I think we need something to bring us all together because we're the United States of America. We need to be a little bit more united. There's definitely been a number of people that stopped talking to me. Yeah, girl, because you basically got to come out as a MAGA representative or your parents to do this. I'm not going to read more of this. The Patriot Games is the latest example of the Stunt Queens administration elevating the politics of athleticism and toughness. Just like the freaking Saudis try to whitewash what they do through sports. Sports is just becoming a way for people to just to whitewash their political garbage and their murderousness and their avarice and their greed. It's a shame. I'd be damned if I let one of my athletes, not my 2, not the lanky Libra, the scary Scorpio. I'd be damned. I wouldn't care how much money was on the end of it. This comes amid a long summer of spectacles put on by Freedom 250, that y'all stunt queen in chief backed group that organized the UFC fight night that lost them $30 million. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Plus the Great American State Fair on the National Mall. Okay. Just another okay. Y'all, I don't know that I can in good faith watch this. The event appears to be shaping up. 5 of the Patriot Games competitors were interviewed. There were lots of applications, videos that were posted online to YouTube and other platforms that showed students showing off skills such as backflips and parkour training. I don't even know if I can watch this bullshit. May the odds be forever not in your favor, kids. I need you to rethink your politics and your political ideology. If you are one of these children that is participating in the Hunger Games, it is not the Stunt Queen and Chief's Hunger Games. I don't think y'all are going to end up getting any money. I think this is going to be a lot worse for you. I think the most you may get out of it is some more social media followers and maybe some guest spots on like Fox News. Maybe. I want you to know that you won't always have to live under your parents' rules or ideology. And that if I were you, I'd start, let's see, what's something y'all could start reading? Start reading something that is not that it's not like a stunt queen in truth. Stunt Queen in Chief, Truth Social, or any of that stuff. Start reading books like source material. I would only start if I were y'all kids and you wanted to actually start breaking away from your parents like authoritarianism and their MAGAism. I would start by just reading a little bit from NPR, The Guardian, or the BBC every day. That's what I would do if I were you kids. The odds aren't going to be in your favor. This will be you participating in these games will be something that will be a black mark on your permanent record forever. If I was a college, I wouldn't accept you. If I saw that shit on an application, I would absolutely put you in the fucked up pile. That's just me. That's just what I'm saying. But I believe in yeah, I believe in shaming people from your family's political affiliation. I'm just saying. That's just where I come out on that. It's not too late to back out. You know what would really blow up your Instagram or your TikTok if you decided to drop out of the competition and then get online and tell everybody why. Now that'll get you some clicks. I'm just telling you, it's not too late for you. Okay. Seriously. Thank you, girl. I just washed it. And I had all my sacred products and I gave myself a deep condition. And I decided I'm not gonna cut it till I come back from I'm not gonna cut it till I come back from Mississippi. Seriously, yeah, they probably have NDAs. I would drop out children if I were you. I would call somebody, call People Magazine and or go live and do it. That's what I would do. Can y'all believe this? Y'all's president don't have nothing to do. This is what he tweeted, he twatted, or he truthed out today. I didn't print it in color because Coach Dad don't like us wasting the print in color ink like that. Look at y'all, Stunt Queen in Chief. That's a truth social that was sent to Greenland. Some mining company associated with MAGA and donations is without permission trying to do exploratory drilling in Greenland. Girl, you need to decondition. I really recommend Sacred Products. I'm a sacred girly. I love everything. I love every line. It is not cheap. Um, but Beyonce has come up with some great new jumbos. So she gives you like you can buy like a big jumbo of the conditioner, which is like crack in your hair when it's dry. Mine is dry, just drinks it right up. She's got all kinds of wonderful. I love everything. I love the oil. I love the hair oil. I started using the Edge Renewal drops because y'all know I had that little lipoma removed, so I have a scar right there at my hairline. I want to make sure my hairline doesn't start moving back. It's called Sacred. It's spelled Cecred. You know how she likes to play with accent marks. Sacred, yes, except it's spelled Cecred. Y'all know how she likes to do. She likes to make everything like Creole and have some like, double entendre French Creole sounding like name. So Sacred. Thank you, Catherine. That's how it's spelled. Thank you. Put in the chat. I gave myself a nice little deep condition and I went to Ulta to pick up because our products are now sold in Ulta. I also have them on my ShopMy. All right, y'all, Stunt Queen in Chief. They're trying to test NATO. Something tells me that Russia is behind this. Greenland issues strongly Greenland issues strong warning as Skunk Queen in Chief linked oil firm prepares to drill. Um, the island's government says no approvals given after Greenland Energy brings kit ashore for exploratory drilling. An American oil company connected to the Skunk Queen is prepared to sink wells in remote Greenland despite not having received permission from the local authorities. As the US president renews his threats to claim the vast Arctic territory, anything to distract from the fact that I believe personally that we are losing that war in Iran. Iran is going to turn. I don't know how they managed to do this, but they are about to do it to him. They have basically said the Strait of Hormuz is not opening until the Snuck Queen in Chief is gone from the Oval Office. Won't nothing change, no negotiations. Everything the Stunt Queen says is a lie about like negotiations, and they have that. They have us as a nation over a barrel. It's very humiliating for us as a nation. David and Goliath, exactly. And we're Goliath in this situation. Like we it's fucked up. It's bad. It's fucked up. Like it's really bad. About to make a Jimmy, about to make it. And I hate to say that because I Jimmy Carter was a good man. I think that man was a good man. I don't think it's a lot of people that have ascended to the heights of being president actually being a good man. I believe that man was a good man, and I honor his legacy and his service to this nation throughout his life. But that is what they've done to him. When they got like Carter over a barrel about the Iran hostages, we tried to rescue them. It was an epic fail. Gas was going through the roof, and they got him hamstrung. Like he can't. Yeah, he was a good man, Savannah, wasn't he? President Carter, may he rest, as he was a good man. But that's I never would have guessed that that would end up being that would end up being the Stunt Queen in Chief's legacy too, like being made to feel like that. I personally believe this that they're messing around with Greenland like this and sending that oil rig in there to like try to use shenanigans, to see what, if anything, like Greenland or Denmark is gonna do to defend themselves and to start some bullshit to see if they'll fire back on them and to see if NATO can still stand. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that, but I'm probably not because I'm a black woman. Y'all welcome. Come on in. Thank you for hanging out with me for an evening version of the Sunshine Report. I would love y'all. Let's get our little community gift. I know it's a little late in the afternoon and we're just starting the week. Um, oh, uh, man that likes to help the president crime and likes to participate and facilitate the president and his family's criminality. Todd Blanche, it looks like he's going to cruise on through to be attorney general. And one of the people that capitulated in a way that I found particularly pathetic, particularly sad and cuckish and cowardly was y'all Senator Bill Cassidy. Did y'all see that? I don't know what. I guess he's got everything. It seems as though the Republican Party, they don't really care what kind of moral character. They know everybody has secrets, and I think the stunt queen in chief and his FBI, I think basically he uses the Department of Justice and the FBI and the CIA, but allegedly to just get dirt on people and hold them hostage, to completely keep them. This is why they don't want black women in leadership, because you can't remote control us, and I'm betting our just character is just better overall. You're just not gonna pull no shit on us. Why? Because we were told from the time we were little girls, your reputation has to be more sterling, has to be cleaner. You can't make no mistakes in your career, on your resume. Yeah, I call them the same thing you do. Yeah, they're an amoral party. All of them. They're cowardly, and I don't even believe in using terms like this, but I didn't come up with it and I didn't introduce it into the zeitgeist. Blame the red pill podcasters for this shit and Joe Rogan and those guys. Like just being cucks. Like that man has got them just sniffing the taint and just leading them around by the nose. Ew, it is so gross. Yeah. Deborah says, we black American women can't be colonized, conquered, or controlled. They say that's why people have such annoyance and hatred of us, that we're too free. And they don't understand why they are these different, whatever they are, whether they're white, whether they're Latin or whatever, Asian. They don't get it. They don't understand how we can be so joyful and how we can be so free with our expression. And I believe you. Like, yeah, I'm very. I've been having some deep philosophical discussions with Coach Dad when he'll indulge me into understanding is not real in APAC. And I just wanna get on here and say, we're always gonna have nuanced, honest conversations here. And I'm never gonna be shamed or so fearful of being canceled that I won't ask questions about is not real and how we can have an honest to God disagreement with the idea of APAC and the idea of like the government of that country. And I'm not gonna stand for being called like anti-Semitic. One of my best girlfriends is Jewish. Jewish women vote. You know who Jewish women vote like? Black women. Black women. So I'm gonna pull the same shit on white people that they try to pull on us. It ain't nope, can't be. My best one of my best girlfriends is Jewish. I'm sorry. Sorry. Some of my favorite people are Jewish. Some of my favorite people that would fight over me, and I would fight over them are Jewish. So sorry. You're not gonna try to paint me with that. Sorry, the Beastie Boys are Jewish. You're not gonna like no, I refuse. No, seriously, I'm gonna tell the truth. Yeah, we get to have a conversation about this shit. Why are these the most important issues in APAC and all of that? And support of is not real. Is that what's most important to Black people in America? Absolutely not. But again, this is policy. This is foreign policy. Our children are being sent the fuck out. Like our children may have to be sent into that conflict. Those are our children at those Air Force bases. My brother-in-law, who's an ex-brother-in-law, I'm not gonna say more on that, used to be stationed overseas in those bases. It's not yeah, that affects us as, like, Black people, and we get to ask a question, and you're not gonna accuse me of being anti-Semitic because some of my best girlfriends are Jewish, and Jewish women, again, vote like us. So we get to have nuanced conversations. Gotta walk your dragon, bye, girl. So we get to have these conversations and we get to ask questions, and we're not gonna be painted into a corner about it or made to feel afraid. Because again, who shall we fear? So but I brought this up because Cassidy was one of the last people, and oh my God, y'all, he was so pathetic. And this is the way they maneuver. So Senator Murkowski, they'll always do when they know they've got the numbers, they'll always have somebody. It's normally either Murkowski or Collins to abstain or to come out against them. So they've got some kind of like, oh, we've got a part of our caucus like has a conscience. So Murkowski, Republican from Alaska, came out Friday against Blanche, joining fellow centrist Susan Collins to oppose the president's choice because you know they're trying to keep Susan Collins, but they don't have any conscience. This is just the way they operate. Yeah, so you know the issues. Exactly. But he was so pitiful. He's like, well, people are going to criticize me. All considered, he looked so pitiful. He looked like he wanted to cry. His voice was tremoring, like his consciousness and his soul did not want him to do this, but he knew he had to do it. And he said, and I quote, I will vote for Mr. Blanche. I'll be criticized for this vote, but what's new? He sounded like a little boy. Ugh. Crystal says, and Black folks are the only ones who are consistently for it. Yes, against these Yahtzees among us. Yeah, folks got a lot of explaining to do. Do y'all know? Okay, I'm gonna end by talking about y'all Slovenian snake eye Tindy bottle. What y'all think about Jules LeBron? Did y'all know who I'm talking about? Y'all know Jules, very demure Jules LeBron, who's had some struggles with fame. Yeah, he totally folded. Crystal, you're absolutely right. It was gross the way it did. I wanted to know what y'all thought about Jules LeBron. I'm a boring non-drinker myself. Like addiction runs in my family. So me, Andy, like we're Cali sober. We don't do a lot of indulgence. I know Jules like went crazy viral, was like really making money, and lost, like young. She's talked about this. Now she's talked about it. She had some stuff with addiction. I'll never forget when she announced that she was sober. You could tell she's trying to like kind of get her influencer gang going. But she got on live the other day, or she got online and she said her teeth are severely destroyed. Every time I go to the dentist, it's made clear to me I'm fighting an uphill battle. So her teeth are basically rotting out of her head. She's in a lot of pain, and she asked her community for $45,000 for this dental work. She says, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to ask my community for help, but I feel like I have no choice at this point. I would love to get a regular job, but even then, I don't think it's going to help my situation. So then immediately after, Jules was met with backlash. Lot of viewers, oh, okay, because she said, and I quote, "I feel like I have no other choice at this point but to, like, start a GoFundMe and to ask her followers for the $45,000." What do people say? "Girl, why don't you go get a regular job and get some dental insurance?" She says, "I would love to get a regular job, but even then, I don't think that's gonna help my situation." And a lot of creators, there's been a lot of backlash. Deborah says, "I'm sorry, I don't know who that is." Okay, Kiki. She says, "I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry to this woman. I don't know who she is, girl. She was the one that she coined the phrase very cutesy, very demure. I'm not like you girls. I'm not like other girls. I'm very cute. Very, yeah, I keep it very cute, very demure, like very Miss Tina loved her. It went viral. So that's who she is. And I was just wondering what y'all thought about it. Because I think, um, and she also said she told Tamron Hall that she was getting $45,000 to $80,000 offers for videos following her viral success. She also previously had said she invested her viral money into helping out her family. And the debacle has prompted thousands of videos examining the situation, debating the ethics of asking followers for money. Now, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Yeah. Oh, this is a good point. Hi. Okay, so Reese is asking me what we're having for dinner. Sweetie, okay, all right. I'm hungry upstairs. Let me text her and let her know we were having baked chicken and sauteed bang bang broccoli for dinner. Lord. I used to love cooking, y'all. I used to make it a part of my personality. I like food, but I don't care that much. I'm so sick of cooking. I used to be the kind of cook when people came over for dinner. I used to like, dinner parties and stuff, and I made like 2 big Southern desserts and shit, and smoking ribs and pulling pork and all that. I'm so sick of cooking. So Imma roll out in a bit so I can cook for these people upstairs. But by these people, I mean my children and my husband. Catherine said, "It's a lack of compassion to me because realistically, she wasn't lying. A job wouldn't cover all that." No, it wouldn't, and I'm not even gonna get into the thousands of dollars, like, to get Scary Scorpios, like, wisdom like, she's gotta have her wisdom teeth out, braces aren't covered. I think we're gonna have to end up I thought we could get away with not braces for the lanky Libra. We're gonna have to end up doing her Invisalign, and we feel like even though she's 22 and she's got a job and she's got insurance, like, we will pay for the Invisalign, and we're gonna pay for the fillings. Y'all, like, one of the pediatrician's visits office, they were charging, like, $400 per filling. It's crazy. Like, it is insane. These are things and we absolutely have the money for this, and it hurts to write these checks. It's crazy, and you're right, dental insurance don't cover a damn thing. In fact, we told the 22-year-old, like, we don't know that it's even worth it for her to pay for dental insurance. But then again, the argument, in the US, most dental insurance doesn't cover cosmetic procedures, yeah. But apparently, like, it sounds like if she's experiencing pain and they're falling out of her mouth, like, it sounds like, yeah, it is a policy issue. Like, they say, whether or not you're even able like, you know how sometimes they'll do these tests and, like, social scientists will study, like, what is the middle class and what are the lower classes and what is the elite class and what is the 1%? I think one of the criteria for whether or not you can even call yourself middle class is whether or not you can afford, dental care for yourself and your family. That's what I was thinking because I was wondering if for, dental work, if we shouldn't just go to fricking Mexico or Costa Rica for a weekend and let little lanky Libra get her little Invisalign or whatever. Seriously, I'm kind of surprised she hasn't done that or that some kind of dental spa wouldn't have paid for that for her. But at the same time, it's a whole lot saying a real job wouldn't work for me or help me, but she's asking people, her followers that actually have real jobs. US healthcare is a scam because why is dental and vision separate from medical? Yeah, it's all connected and it is all a scam. I believe you. Girl, like even the scary Scorpio, I had to take her to the for a follow-up appointment for dislocating her shoulder today. Um and even she like when they were like, okay, the copay is gonna be $95, like little scary Scorpio like spoke up and said, I think we've already met my like deductible or like the max deductible because her and her dad have been talking about insurance and like how much this, like these things cost. It's a part of the financial literacy curriculum. He kind of has ongoing with both the girls. on one hand, it sucks for a child to have to know and understand about deductibles and copays and max out of pocket per individual or family. But these are real things. And you're right, these are policy issues, and we do get to be mad about it. Because truly, like health coverage is our biggest, that's besides the kids' tuition, that's our biggest, that's our biggest best care Mexico. Okay, note to self. I think we might do that with the lanky Libra for her little Invisalign or whatever. I think we might go to Mexico. Girl, you back. Tasha, what happened with all her money she received? Girl, drugs, clubs, bottles, problematic men. I mean, she outlined all this. Addiction, that alcohol, that liquor, drugs, and sections in the club, and bottles, and bad drugs, las drogas, and bad decisions. I mean, she talks about all that. She does, and she says, like, thank goodness she spent a lot of the money to buy like a multi-family like unit house for like her and her family. But and finally, y'all, before I got to get out of here, I'm sure there's been a lot more news. Y'all, Slovenian snake-eyed titty model, AK HOTUS. I'm not going to give her the moniker FLOTUS because Michelle Obama. Okay. Melania, Melania, the snake-eyed Slovenian titty model, be best. Where's Baton? That showed the entire nation her cootie cat and her boobies on film. Like right now, anyone can go look at it. Anyone, like right now, because she was supposedly a high fashion model. I say, and her dear friend from her modeling days, Amanda Ungaro, says that she was originally trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein, and that's how she was introduced to y'all stunt queen in chief, allegedly. The stunt, the wife of the stunt queen in chief, Slovenian snake-eyed titty model Melania, is giving documentaries another try, according to Vanity Fair, despite her film's flop. The failure of her first documentary about the first lady did not, can't even believe we got to call her the first lady, did not deter her from trying again. Can you believe this shit? For Melania, a flop isn't a reason to give up. Despite the disappointing results, this comes from Vanity Fair. Despite the disappointing results of her first documentary, Melania, which reportedly grossed just under 17 million, while Amazon MGM Studios reportedly spent 75 million, the first lady decided to try again. Yeah, Catherine's saying she used a lot of that money to support her family, from what she's saying. Correct. And she's talked about that. She absolutely has. Oh, I did not even pay attention to the chat over here. I am so sorry. Hello. Hey, Tiff Critiques, girl. Thank you for being a part of the replay crew, girl. I appreciate it. I can't believe she's about to, I don't know who she's about to harass with this, because it's not me, because I'm not going to watch. And I know 92% will be watching. Do not give this woman your stream. Despite the disappointing results of her first documentary, Melania, be best, which reportedly grossed just under 17 million, while Amazon, again, reportedly spent nearly 75 million. The first lady has decided to try again, this time to further upset and subdue us. It's a multi-episode documentary series expected to premiere on Prime Video next fall. Oh my God, blah, 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 bullshit. Everybody associated with this White House, with this regime, with the stunt queen in chief, doesn't want to do anything to serve, to help, to inspire anyone. It is all about making money and shoving their ugly, reconstructed faces into the camera. All they want to do is be content creators. That's all they want. That is truly all. Yeah. She said at 17 million. So I know she was mad about that flop, especially when the people were running up the views for Michelle's doc. Indeed. I'm not going to watch it because, again, the hypocrisy of having a Slovenian prostitute whore. I can't even say she's sitting in Michelle Obama's former office, because that would be in the East Wing, which has been ripped down to the studs. Ooh. This film, oh God, the first film followed the former model. The model that speaks 5 languages. Again, I would like to remind everybody that just because you know how to say it, just because you know how to ask, are you a cop? Are you cop? Put some money on the table. Take your clothes off. No cameras. Just because you can say that shit in 5 different languages don't mean you can speak 15. Don't mean you can speak 5 languages. This new series promises a completely different approach. Viewers will get behind the scenes looks. We've already seen her entire cootie cat. I don't nobody want to see no more behind the scenes. Thank you. Fold it all up, like put it away. Don't nobody want to see you. Don't nobody care. Catherine says, yes, that's why Bezos is in bed with his administration. He scratches their back, they scratch his. It's so great. Girl, exactly. Speak 5 languages. Can't speak the Kang's English. Be best. What is bad on? This new project is expected to resonate with her most loyal admirers. Oh my God. Okay. With that being said, 92%. All right, it's time. Yeah, we will not be watching. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, y'all, we had two more stories. That's okay. We will get to them tomorrow, y'all. The Sunshine Report, which will come to us in the morning. It is 6 years. I got a hungry honey bunny up there. So let me get up there and make this baked chicken, or I may grill it. Although it's kind of cold outside, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, y'all. I appreciate it. The countdown begins to going back home to Mississippi and going to the National Association of Black Journalists convention, conference, and job fair where I'm going to be speaking and representing us, the 92% movement, at an amazing panel with the Black Guy Who Tips, which is a duo, Rod and Karen, two of my favorite podcasters. Y'all definitely give them a listen. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go back home at what feels like a really scary slash exciting time to go back home to Mississippi. Mostly, I just want to sit up under my mom and my uncle Junior and my cousins and my aunt Marilyn and Carolyn and see what's going home. And today, y'all know. Can we please put in the chat? Thank you, Nikki Cinnamon, for the stickers in every lifetime. And I just want y'all to know that today I am very grateful. I am grateful for home. I am grateful for my home state of Mississippi, a place that knew me before anybody else did. This is the place where I was born and raised that I'm proud of. I'm proud to come from a place as haunted as it is that remembers the earliest version of me. How like when I go home, I'm not Halicue, a grown woman with children and a husband and a life and a community, a new media platform, a podcast. I'm Halicue. I'm just the oldest daughter. I'm Deborah's daughter. I'm just Mr. Needham Jones's first granddaughter. I'm just that's Marilyn and Carolyn's niece. Yes, that's y'all know that's thank you know that she cousins with Gregory and Gerard. Yeah, I love that. I'm so grateful because I'm not going home as the same woman who left. I'm going home carrying work. I'm going home being one of the founding voices and a representative of my favorite people on earth, Black American women, and especially Black American women that have carried this nation politically on our back since emancipation. Women that actually take this shit seriously. Um, I'm going home carrying questions about Black women's freedom and flourishing that I didn't even have a language for when I was younger. Um, and before that, I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm proud and I'm grateful to stand in rooms with Black journalists, storytellers, creators, and truth tellers, and to take my place among them as a speaker and one of our voices. There is something very full circle about that, and that's my gratitude practice today. It's a homecoming. I'm so happy, y'all. It was a major homecoming the last time I was home. I went back to I'll show y'all some pictures. I went back to the first house that I remember, y'all, and I went to my grandparents' grave and I just cried. Oh my goodness, I cried and cried, but it was like happy cry. I was a sad, scared little girl in that house on Cherry Street in Mississippi. Y'all could probably look at it on Google Maps. It's my first house. Yeah, but the hotties be telling me not to be giving indicators about where I lived or where I live. But I'm so grateful I get to return home as the healed, still inspired, happy, joyful, knowing all that we have to deal with, knowing all the work we still have to do. I'm going home as the woman I've grown into. The journey was very scary and it was very hard. But I'm just so happy to be here. And so much of that is because of you. I'm happy to be going home with more language, with more discernment, with actual boundaries, personal power, um, a true understanding of what we deserve as Black women. I'm not accepting anything less than everything because that's what we deserve. Okay, and maybe all the talk about weathering and what weathering is and how our bodies like hold the receipts and the damage. Maybe the weathering isn't about like changing what happens around us. Maybe it's a part of recognizing I don't have to go back to old places in the same old posture. Yes, girl, heavy on the discernment. All the praying grandmothers, oh my gosh, the way my grandmother prayed over me. That's one thing I can't say. My grandma was harsh and was very mean. And she was going to turn me into a lady if it was the last thing that she did. And it almost was. But yeah, heavy on the discernment. All the discernment that she prayed over me clicked in, worked, happened. I can return rested, joyful, discerning. I feel powerful. I can go home ex- expecting something from the world for us as Black women without being constantly prepared to rescue it. That's what I'm carrying home with me. 92% I'm carrying y'all home with me. I'm taking y'all home with me to Mississippi. I'm taking y'all to NABJ. Black women of the 92%. We're moving from being weathered to well-being, and I'm so profoundly grateful to be building this movement with Black women of the 92%. Okay. I'm going to be there on the 15th, and then I'm heading to Mississippi on the 16th, and I'm bringing y'all with me the the entire way. I love us 92%. I got to get upstairs because I'm also trying to like get dinner done. So we're not like eating and then going straight to bed because y'all, me and Coach Dad, not really good for much of anything after 9 o'clock. Also, we went out 3 times this last weekend. We are worn out. So let me go get this food done. I love us, and I will see us tomorrow on Sunshine Report. Bye, Substack. Bye, YouTube. Bye, bye, bye.